Good morning, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have an update in the Bachelor Clayton v. Laura Owens trial that'll never end. No, I wish it would. I really would like to see this behind me. But it seems as though there is a new strategy by Laura Owens to, I guess, get her side out there. By the way, there was a trial. So as far as getting her side out there, they had a chance during the evidentiary hearing to defend themselves. And all they basically could do was say, their excuses for committing medical fraud, why they changed an HCG level from 102 to 144,000 to keep me off of their back. How did that work out for you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what her lawyer had to say. 7.5 minute long clip. He comes off extremely likable, which is why I'm going to remind people the threats that he has made to me, to our community, to my wife and family, as a reminder that he really just bet on the wrong horse here, to use a Laura Owens animal to speak of. He bet on the wrong horse, and that's okay. But the thing with pond scum is it's really hard to clean, and it's really hard to remove, and we're still here, and we're still on the right side of this story. We actually welcome them trying their best to share their side. It'll really just smoke out whatever evidence or information they think they have and maybe catch them in another lie. What we saw happen with Laura Owens' attorney is that he accidentally revealed information last week, admitting that Laura's ultrasound she used in a trial to essentially get a judge to slap down a restraining order on Clayton, which is messing up his life. It's taking away some of his freedoms. It's making it harder for him to travel through the airports. It's surely going to make it harder for him to get jobs. And we know firsthand more information of how she's used these restraining orders to really put a wrench in the gears of the livelihood of these guys. More information on that to come. Because it's diabolical. It really is. And these aren't, I'm not using hyperbole as a sort of, method here to generate new audience and this and that. No, this is just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. This is third grade teacher correcting the exam, reminding people that while they may want to rewrite the story, we certainly won't let that happen. You guys won't let that happen. I won't let that happen. Mainly thanks to your loyalty to the Patreon. Thank you so much to the 1,000+ paid Patreon members, 3,000 total. You don't have to even be a paid member, but if you join the Patreon, it just helps let people know that we have an audience here that is supporting this to its final destination. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. Again, I will go ahead and give Gingras, Laura Owens' attorney, as many compliments as his ego might need to get us on the same playing field so he doesn't think I'm a big bad guy. What he needs to understand is I'm not the main character and he's not the main character. The only main character here is the 2 blowjobs that Clayton received, which turned him magically to unborn twins that vanished into the abyss. That's the main character. So let's not divert from what this story is truly about. I wonder how many times he mentions my name in this video versus Clayton's. So again, just so you guys know what I plan to do, I'm going to share his video, then I'm going to prosecute, to a lawyer here, all of the cases where what he's saying doesn't line up with what he has said in the past and the threats he's made. I'll share some of this email he sent me, which threatened to make me homeless while my wife was 9 months pregnant. So we'll get into all of that. And again, yet to receive an apology. Again, I'm not asking for one. I'm just saying it would be the first step in him owning up to not just betting on the wrong horse, but crossing the line from defending his client to the collateral damage and chaos he created, which ultimately led to finding and unearthing a plethora of evidence that wouldn't have come out, from Mike Maricini's laptop to all these other things. Folks, I'm living my best life. I'm in New York City today. I had a great sold-out stand-up show last night at the New York Comedy Festival. I'm living my best life. This thing that I'm doing right now, like I said, is for the service of them so that they know no matter what they do, no matter how long they want to do it, I will be here to rewrite the story in its original form, what they originally said in the way that he initially decided to cover this chaos. So no amount of, him looking like a sort of, and I mean this with respect, bloated James Bond character here. No amount of that. No, he's a good looking guy. You can see the charm. No wonder he wants to get people on the phone, because he wants to chum it up with them. But we have a little saying here on YouTube: show, don't tell. So I'm going to show you the ways in which he's contradicting himself, and I don't need to tell you that. You can see it with your own eyes. That's why it's 100-0. That's why 100% of the people that follow this case are supporting the information I've brought out, not because it's a cult, but because they have their free ability to use their own resources in their brain to come to their conclusions. Every single lawyer, including the judge, every single lawyer and judge that has looked into this, that is not on her payroll, has seen the fraud, deceit, deception that she has caused. Let's get into it. This is called Glow Blog. I don't know what that means. Numero uno, ole. It's not a blog. Blog is written. It's also not a vlog. It's just a video. Here's the video.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first and probably last, hopefully last ever, Gingras Law podcast.
No, keep doing it.
Everyone knows I am not Dave Neal. I am the other Dave, who is most certainly not a professional vlogger of any sort. Coming to you live and direct from my webcam here at the wonderful Gingras Law office.
What if David Gingras and Dave Neal are actually just the same person, but in different timelines? Like if I took a left turn somewhere and I became, hey, he's got nice hair. He's doing. I don't know. I'm sure he's 55 years old. He's got good Arizona, the South, little hey, nothing but flowers to give there. And to be quite honest, I respect the lack of buttons. Go one deeper. Let's see the navel there, Davey.
Today is Tuesday, the 12th of November, and it's about 4:30 in the afternoon here in Phoenix. I just finished a little project that I think some people are waiting for.
Not really.
This is Laura's opening brief for the Court of Appeals. It is done. It is 75 pages, give or take.
By the way, I've seen Taliban beheading videos that are higher quality than this. So if we could crowdsource a possible 720p video for him, maybe a Logitech webcam,
including table of contents, table of authorities. This document has not been filed yet. I am planning to file this whenever I feel like it, I guess. Obviously, we have over a month. December 16th is our due date. We are way ahead of schedule. But Laura and I both feel that there's really no time like the present. She's been through hell dealing with all this, and she feels that the only way forward is forward. So we're going to try to get this thing filed. I don't think I'm going to do it today. There's just no reason to rush. We're going to try and do it tomorrow, whenever. We tentatively have a session booked for tomorrow to do a video, she and I.
So they have a session booked to do a video tomorrow, which is today. If that happens, we will watch it and comment tomorrow, Thursday. We'll do a morning live stream. There was concern by some commentators that he would try to use this video to bait us to share it, to get a copyright strike. This is the fair use way to share content without getting a copyright strike. I'm adding value. That value could literally be just me making weird faces that would constitute a humorous reaction to a video, but obviously I'm adding more substance because what I'm about to show is, like I said, the sort of correction, because the only path forward, as David Gingras says, is forward.
She's sort of a professional vlogger. I'm clearly not, as you can tell.
Laura Owens is not a professional vlogger. I understand he has these words wrong. My mom still doesn't know what a vlog or podcast is. They are different. Laura Owens hasn't released an episode in a year and a half. She's going to claim and blame us that we're the reason why she can't get an episode out. But look, if she can't look at herself in the mirror and make content, I made videos that, the day my baby was born because, daddy's got to pay for diapers. So man the fuck up and get your work done, Laura. Come on.
But anyway, we want to get out ahead of all of the JFC cult folks who are doing a better job at waging a media campaign to get their message out. I feel that we have not done a great job. Twitter, not helpful.
And by Twitter, not helpful, I think he means calling us pathetic, vile scum, human cockroaches, the same type of terminology, I guess, that was used in the Holocaust before genocide happened. But yeah, those are the words he decided to use. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Welcome to the YouTube medium. And as far as getting ahead of it, bro, you guys are about a light year behind.
Blogging, not helpful. Vlogging may or may not be helpful. I don't know. I'm not as articulate as some people are. That's why I stick to the paper methods. But I think
Does anyone know what's in his hair?
Probably I'm going to do is, once I'm comfortable with this, like I said, this is not filed yet. It's ready to file. I've got it ready to go. I could click submit and be done in 5 minutes.
Please.
I happen to like, sleeping on things, thinking about it.
Laura likes to sleep on things too, like that dick. Okay.
Going back and editing, as you've seen, you call it dirty deleting. I call it just thinking about things.
So he says he likes to go back to editing. We call it dirty deleting. He calls it thinking about things. Well, I guess, he's not entirely wrong. Dirty deleting is thinking of things and deleting them. And then, by the way, this isn't a term that was created. This is what happens in journalism, where sometimes a story will be retracted. What journalists should do when they retract a story is to leave a little byline or a little subline that says, we took this out of the story, because, you have to admit where you got things wrong. So these were things that were taken down. I mean, he posted these things and then took them down because, he came after and he called a lady slow. And talked about the fact that she must be special education. He said special ed because she wasn't getting something. And she, of course, said, that's so offensive to our special needs community. That is so offensive. And he then deleted it and apologized. But again, it's like, you can apologize all you want, but the fact that he's got this sort of volatile response and attack response to people, good people. I mean, trust me, I've met people literally all over this country, from the West Coast to the East Coast, that have followed this case. It is so offensive, David, for you to think that these are all just cult members. I have people that show up to my stand-up shows, wait in line, talk to me afterwards on a late night, probably pay the babysitter a little extra to come to me and talk about, with tears running down their eyes, how important this justice has meant for them as they've battled with their fertility issues and whatnot. You have no idea, David Gingras, the amount of passion and love that exists in this very simple community of people that want the right thing done. No idea. So when it comes to dirty deleting, and he says, well, he just changes his mind, people call it dirty deleting. This is it right there. See that on the left? Oh, and for some of you special ed folks out there, and then he changes it. So these are all instances of originals and edits that we have put together. Originals, where he talked about us and said, hey, if they don't explain all the facts and they don't give both sides of the story like any real journalist would. At the end of the day, they don't give a shit about the case, and they don't give a shit about the people involved or the truth. Nothing but mosquitoes sucking their meager livings out of the First Amendment I fought so hard to protect. So why is it that he has fought so hard to protect the First Amendment, and yet at the same time would send me emails showing literal GPS locations of homeless shelters where lawyers live after he destroyed them? Before I crushed this kid and ruined his life, he was unbelievably arrogant, telling me I had no idea what I was doing. By the way, I may be arrogant in some ways. I may be arrogant in some of the ways that I illustrate my point and share it with you guys. I'll jump up and down and swing around my chair and this and that. But I have not been arrogant whatsoever in the way I've handled David Gingras. I've let my lawyer talk to him, and then I've let the videos speak for themselves. I am just someone who literally has brought to the table the evidence that his client is a flipping liar, and he has threatened to sue me $130 million for that. So apologies if you want to watch this full 7-minute video uninterrupted, but when he talks about things like dirty deleting, he's not sharing the great work that has been done by people to show all of the things and all of the changes that have been made that is dirty deleting, because he would say something and then later regret it. You don't get to just come into this community and call people special ed. Oh, so now he just calls us a cult. Way to clean it up. Way to clean it up. So yeah, as likable as he comes off in his video here, he's not addressing, and I could give him a checklist of things to address, all of the ways in which he has been so wildly offensive in pursuit of somebody he believes might have been pregnant after a couple blowskis.
I happen to like sleeping on things, thinking about it, going back and editing. As you've seen, you call it dirty deleting. I call it just thinking about things. I'm going to take some time and make sure that I'm comfortable with this. Laura and I have been talking as recently as today about adding things, taking things away. A lot of stuff goes into this, believe it or not. But I also want to put out some little video telling you guys basically some accurate information about what's not going to be in here, because I know the haters are dying to know, is Laura ready to reveal the truth? Is she going to produce the 24-week sonogram? Blah, 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 blah. Regardless of all that, that is not how appeals work. That is not how...
Why does he call it blah, 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 blah? No, yeah, that's the hard evidence people want. And look, we know the appeal is going to have nothing new. That's why it's so rich that the first time he's going to get Laura on camera is to discuss an appeal that's going to literally have nothing new. How about the Planned Parent locations she lied about going to?
Oh, I'm allowed to approach this thing. So when I file this, I'm going to do a video, probably not today, but I will do a video and I will sit and explain to you guys what we're trying to do. It's my cup of tea here. With uncle pictures. I won't zoom in too much because the haters don't need more memes. But
is it a sticker on his head? What is that? Can we just do? Is it? I couldn't tell if that's lighting. What's he got? Oh, it's probably tape on the thing. Okay, fair enough. The hair gel looks nice. Whatever he's using, it's a good product over there. I know it can be very dry out there in Maricopa County. Look, so again, if I were him, look, do whatever you want, but my advice would be quit calling people haters. You know why? The comment section is just people asking real good questions. Most of the audience are lawyers, and they just don't like being pissed on and being told it's raining.
And explain to you guys what we're trying to do. It's my cup of tea here.
Why didn't you do it on June 10th?
With uncle pictures. I won't zoom in too much because the haters don't need more memes. But anyway, I want to tell you guys my perspective on why we're going to win. I mean, there's no way in hell that we're not going to win. I know some people commenting about this case have said, "Oh, I told my lawyer friends, and they said there's no way that Laura could win, and Clayton's going to win." Da, da, da. Folks,
make no mistake, any victory in an appeal has nothing to do with the truth. And again, they say appeals win at 10%. I have no idea whether they've got a shot. I'm sure there's a snowball's chance in hell. That'll have nothing to do with the fact she's being investigated, with all the medical fraud that she's admitted to, all of the ways she's lied. That has nothing to do with that. It might just be that they, got a hard-on for Rule 26. I have no idea. But again, they're not discussing the real issue here.
Folks, that's just gaslighting, and it's you're
gaslighting.
If you're telling that kind of story, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're not telling your friends all the facts. So I have all the facts here. I'm going to make the legal arguments to the Court of Appeals, and I don't see any chance in hell that Clayton walks away from this thing winning. He had a very, very unique trial experience with a judge that he should not have had, as far as what Mata did and what she didn't do. There's a small update on that.
Blaming the judge. Well, the refs, the umpire shouldn't have called me out on second base.
By the way,
take the loss.
It's probably too much of a conversation to have for vlog number 1.
Go for it.
I do want to share some news about where things stand with Mata, what's going on there. And you know what? My cat just wants to make an appearance. Yes, Aurora. Say hello to everybody. Anyway, lots and lots of things to talk about. Today is not the time. I just finished this thing. I'm tired. The cat's hungry. She wants her dinner. But tomorrow, like I said, Laura and I have about a 2-hour time window blocked off to talk about the case, hopefully answer some questions. I'd like her to do a live video. Tomorrow's not going to be live. We're going to tape it.
How convenient.
But I wanted to do a live video. I wanted to answer JFC questions. I'd like to answer JFC questions. I think I've been pretty...
No one stopped you. You've been a part of this for, 8 months now? 10 months? No one stopped you. The problem is he'll say, I want to answer questions. Then people like Greg Gillespie will show him clear evidence that she sent him a fraudulent ultrasound with a Fiverr logo, and then he ghosts him. So he doesn't want to answer real questions. He wants to cherry pick the questions that he can answer, the doubt that he can sow.
be open and, available to people. If anyone calls me or texts me, I'm not rude to you if you're not rude to me. So, just let's talk.
I'm not rude to you if you're not rude to me. Guys, he's so full of shit right here. Again, this is an email, which again was way long, very long email, where he sent me the location of a homeless shelter. Why would he do that? Oh, because he's saying you better have your stuff in order or else I'm going to make you homeless. And if you're wondering if that's what he's actually saying, here it is. And he likes to offer predictions. Dave, you must have a really, 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 really good explanation for every defamatory thing you have said about Laura. My prediction is that by this time next year, Laura's horses will be enjoying some new grazing land out in Tennessee once the Neal family has been evicted from their home after losing a multi-million defamation case in federal court. I really hope that doesn't happen, but at this point, I don't see how it's not going to happen. All right, so I don't need to take things personally. I think you guys actually take them personally for me. But I did want to respond to that with a very simple video. The day and week that he was writing this to me, like I said, my wife was 8 to 9 months pregnant. And he sent me that homeless email on the day that we had our baby shower. Of course, I had to swallow, much like Laura, those insults. And I had to go and get my fondant together and create this beautiful giraffe cake, which I made all by myself. This is a buttercream frosting with fondant that I made out of marshmallows. You whip it up with water and melt it in the microwave, and you add food coloring and all the fun things. And yes, that's what I put together, and I was very proud of myself. I made a nice little cake tray and all of that stuff. But while I was doing that, I was protecting my wife so that she could be blissful, beautiful, and the queen diva that she needed to be to have a healthy birth of our beautiful, now 6-month-old baby boy. And so when I share videos like this, while he's saying and predicting that he's going to take this house away from us, here's just a video of my wife. What is she doing? It's just the most, normal video. She's grabbing some grass because she found
tell us what your plan is.
A rabbit in the backyard. And of course, our elderly dog, who has since passed away, was tending to a baby rabbit.
Get it. And we're going to put some grass here so we can tell if mom comes back.
And of course, so the rabbit's underneath there. You can't see it, but she was, the point of what I'm trying to do here, when I say show, don't tell, it might sound silly, but what I'm trying to do here is illustrate humanity and how it exists. And you might say, Dave, you want humanity for your family. You didn't provide that for Laura. I'm not the one who faked all of these things to destroy men. A Fiverr logo, Chase J. Jones, a Jewish attorney who faked a legal agreement to get Mike Maricini to be a 6-figure radio host with her. There's the twin ultrasound stolen from a lady who has had to re-grieve the loss of her baby in Texas, who's part of the MEND, Mothers Enduring Neonatal Death. These are all things that Laura did. So when David Gingras comes in and beats his chest and swings his dick, because this is what it is, it's called a dick measuring contest. When these things happen, I'm not taking the bait and making this about David Gingras's family or anything personal about him. I am here to say, this is my family. Don't fuck with them. Don't fuck with me. Because all that has happened since he has come after my family is you've inspired me to dig down deep, get all the work done to expose your client even further. And since these volatile emails trying to intimidate me, sending me maps of fucking Skid Row, since all of that has happened, we have dug down and continued to share the truth. And if that is a cult, sign me the fuck up. So this idea that I treat people good unless they know, he's doing the bidding of someone who's willing to lie and create whatever reality she needs to create to support her lies. Sadly, she's been exposed.
Having said that, Laura has also been, like I said, been through hell. She's probably not in the best headspace to put herself out there fully. She's still dealing with a lot of shit. I mean, this Rachel Mitchell thing hanging over her head. I don't think Rachel Mitchell's going to do anything. I've been involved in tons of cases where people have been accused of perjury on video.
What if the perjury led to a bigger accusation? What if there's more financial stuff going on? We really don't know. We really don't know.
Perjury 1,000 times worse than what Laura's accused of. I've never seen anybody charged with perjury. It just doesn't happen. I wish it did. But anyway, that's not a discussion for today. All I want to tell you today is our brief is done. I'm ready to go. Laura's ready to go. We are going to try to have a comprehensive, maybe 2-hour, maybe more, maybe less video done tomorrow. I'd like to get that out and released. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel because all 120 subscribers need to know. Beyond that, I'm probably going to not tweet much more about the case.
Yeah,
Tweeting
right.
is just bullshit. In fact, I'd like to get off Twitter. Elon Musk, you can SMD. I might move over to Threads. Maybe I'll just get off social media. It's really helpful. I don't know.
You should get off social media. It has not been a platform that has been helpful for you. I will say this to David Gingras. He does have the tools to make it in YouTube. Again, I don't think he'd be able to afford my rate for private coaching, but I give a lot of my information away for free, believe it or not, on the Rush Hour podcast. I give a lot of tips and tools away for free on how I was able to buy my house, the one that he is trying to steal from me, through just making content. And again, I think it's victimless. We've done nothing but try to support the truth here. I do have a strong moral compass when it comes to the content I create. I've made videos in the past where I've covered stories of villains, and I've thought afterwards, man, did I go too hard? Do I have a responsibility to be a little kinder or a little more empathetic, have more grace? I think of that stuff all the time. I would argue some of the things I get in trouble for in Bachelor Nation more than anything are due to me having too much grace for people and giving them too much of the benefit of the doubt. If you rewind back to the beginning of this saga, we have a playlist, Clayton's Paternity Scandal, you'll see that we gave Laura the benefit of the doubt. It was very easy early on to look at her first article in The Sun, see the quotes and get side-eye and go, something doesn't smell right here. And we were able to kind of figure that all out. But benefit of the doubt is something we give, even if people haven't earned it. And then afterwards, when they have lost the benefit of the doubt due to coercion and threats and this and that, we no longer have that. So Laura has spent that equity that I literally give every human I meet. She has spent that a long, long time ago. Her attorney has also spent that. Again, I say this one more time. It probably won't change my opinion of him, but I do think he owes me and my family an apology for not telling any lies. Now, he might not like the fact that I'm exposing his client, but everything we've said, we've unequivocally proven to be true with hard evidence, including multiple instances of his own client admitting it's true because she admitted to fabricating evidence. With all of that said, my DMs are eerily quiet from this man who says, you know, he's, you're trying to be this beacon of morality here. Look, just admit it. You're representing somebody. You found a loophole where she claims she peed on an HCG test that tested well below a feasible pregnancy, and you're latching onto that as proof that she thought she was pregnant. You don't care. You think we don't care about the truth? You have zero care for the actual truth, which is that a judge ruled that she did not provide any substantial evidence that she was pregnant.
I want people to have information. That's why I'm doing this.
Same.
I'm not a great vlogger. I don't think I'm, as fun to watch as other people maybe, but who knows? Maybe I can learn. Maybe I can sit and play my guitar for y'all. It's on that side, David. Make a new career out of this because clearly law's not working too well, is it?
Yikes.
I don't know. I don't feel that bad about it. I definitely think we're going to win the appeal. It's possible we may not, but once you read this, we'll see what you all have to say about it. That's my sign off for now. We are definitely going to talk more about this in the next coming days. I've just noticed that the Court of Appeals in Tucson is not very friendly when it comes to sharing documents. You can't get copies of things. They said you have to go down to the court, and I know y'all will go down there and send a runner down there and pay your 50 cents a page. I'd probably save you the trouble because you're going to get this anyway. When I file it, Clayton's going to have a copy through Woodnick, so I might as well just share it with y'all. When that happens, I'm probably going to sit and read at least the first, 15 pages. Pages 1 through 15 are basically a summary of the facts of the case, and then the rest is all legal argument and so forth. I'd like you to hear it from me so that you don't get the gaslight spin doctor version from some people I'm not going to mention.
He already did.
Have your opinions about the case. That's fine. Don't spread bullshit, though, and don't spread inaccurate information, which the JFC cult is just notorious for. They're horrific. Obviously, it pisses me off to no end. But then again, it's my fault. I should do a better job of telling you Laura's side of the story. So
that's not your, first of all, do whatever you want, but that's not your job. You didn't go to law school to be a blogger. No, by all means, go make YouTube videos. But this idea that he should do a better job, no, she should hire a PR person if she really wants to pay somebody. And I would love to see what agency would pick her up to share her side. Everyone's allowed to share their side. He acts as if people have nothing else to watch in there, jammed down our videos like foie gras.
So I'm going to feed my cat before she eats herself, and then
all right, so go feed your cat. So I wanted to share one more moment here because we like to end on a nice fun moment here, but
holy crap, you're an asshole.
That's a Reality Steve soundbite there. But we have this thing on transcripts which you can use. You can show the transcript, and then you can just search perjury. So he does mention perjury. Let's see. Let's just go back to what he had to say about that.
Tons of cases where people have been accused of perjury on video. Perjury 1,000 times worse than what Laura's accused of. I've never seen anybody charged with perjury. It just doesn't happen. I wish it did.
We do too. And we'll see what happens with that, because that clip may not age very well. All right, that's it for me. I'll be on the Rush Hour podcast if you want entertainment news. The best way to support me and the best way to support my family and my house, if you don't like seeing people threaten us with homeless shelters, which is so offensive to the homeless, unhoused community, but you can join the Patreon, patreon.com/Dave Neal, or the free way is to go to the Rush Hour podcast and be a member there. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to hear my thoughts on this wild case. We will continue to report as things come out. If Laura and David do a video, we will have a live stream tomorrow morning to cover it. So thanks again in advance. We'll see you guys later. Bye.